All right, all right. 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 It's the Chef Series today. Chef Series. We have another Chef Special on today. So the Chef Series on again. A Chef Series today. So we have Chef's Podcast. Today we have our first chef on. We have Mr. B, Mr. Chris Brandl from Brandl Restaurant right down our plaza in Belmont. We have a very special guest on today. We have James Avery, who's been in the business for nearly 30 years. We have Doug Walsh from Jersey Shore Barbecue. We have Jimmy from Ohana Grill. And we have our friend Joe Leone. We have Roy from Park Social.
It's funny. I dabble in most of the cooking shows. We watch Top Chef.
Sure.
We'll watch some of the crazy stuff they do in Speed. And then, of course, everybody watches Kitchen Nightmares.
Yep.
Kitchen Nightmares, it makes you go back and sort of walk around your kitchen and go,
Yeah.
and we actually got called by Gordon Ramsay, Kitchen Nightmares after Sandy. And they called up and they said, would you guys like to be on the show? And I said, first going to tell you, big fan. But we have a very, very, very clean kitchen.
Yep.
And they're like, well, Gordon always likes to come in, take a look around, and see if he can find stuff.
Sure.
And I said, no, my kitchen's actually being rolled in off the truck right now, and is in my dining room still wrapped. I said, it's all just brand new coming in.
Yep.
And she's like, oh, that clean. I was like, yeah. So and then at that point, wasn't really many restaurants open for them to come down to.
Sure.
People don't understand how much effort goes into it and how much, look, I think there's this idea that restaurant owners are like these evil people that are just stuffing their pockets with all this incoming cash, and they mistreat their staff, and they overcharge their customers. It's like, there's easier ways I could have made money. I did this because it was a calling. I just told you what I love about this business. That's why I do it. I don't do this to become a millionaire.
Right.
I didn't do this to get a job on TV. I did it because I love restaurants. I love being in them. I love the people in them. But it's gotten harder and harder. And I'm working on that. So that's the doom. But I am trying to find ways. But I think that is it. Now, and labor people. I don't know if it's social media. I don't know. When I was 20, I loved working. I loved going to work. I loved getting that paycheck on Friday.
Sure.
And I had a life. I worked hard, but it was an 8 to 10 hour day. And I went out, met up with my friends with some beers. I never had that experience. I was like, oh my God, you just work your life away. I never felt that in my entire life in this restaurant business. I've never felt that way.
I'd like to say that we were, one of the first to do it in this area, and we've been consistent to our grassroots of doing it low and slow, doing it the right way, using fresh product. It's
What
been
got
challenging.
you into it?
Pardon me?
What got you into barbecue 16 years ago?
Professionally, I moved to Texas in 1994, and I was in technology. I was a consultant. I was a project manager, and I fell in love with cuisine. The first time I went and had brisket in a Texas barbecue joint, I was just blown away. So a buddy of mine actually worked for a catering outfit. He goes, hey, we need some hands for this big job. It was in Cleburne, Texas. I'll never forget it. They had 4 or 5 giant pits, and we served like 500 people for a Texas Ranger event. And it got into my soul. It really did. I was like, this is what I wanted to do. So I started with a Smoky Joe, a little kettle smoker. Then I got a meat locker. Then I evolved. And it started as a passion. It started as like, this is amazing. It became a passion and ultimately turned into my livelihood.
Ken.
Yeah, I got a funny story about him. So I had this idea. I was probably, 16, 17 years ago.
Look at Chris Brandl doing a little trend.
Listen, I got twin 15-year-old girls.
Oh, geez,
what do you
Louise.
want? So anyway, I had this idea to go out and shoot a wild boar. Right, I never shot a gun before, but my buddy Todd and I, he's a bow and arrow guy. We went out to Tioga, Pennsylvania, and we shot 2 wild boars. He shot one with a bow and arrow. I shot one. Aim small, miss small, or whatever they say. So one shot, boom, shot the wild boar. We get it bucketed up. We get it all cut up, butchered up, and we brought everything back to Brandl. That was like like I said, I don't know, it's like 16, 17 years ago. And then we smoked, we made sausage, had the primal, the tenderloins and the racks and, and we had a wild boar month. I love it. And it was sick, off the charts, right? Of course, a year later, I see Eric Repair with his gun and his cute little fancy hunting vest on in front of a wild boar. I'm like, yo, bro, come up with your own ideas.
I love it.
I love it.
That is a great way to wrap up today, Mr.
I love it.
Brandl.
There's two sides of the story that when we hit heads one night.
The buffalo shrimp. Son of a bitch. You want to tell it, or you want me to tell it?
Go ahead. I want to hear your version of it. 30 years
no,
later.
it's the right version, but because I was the one cooking it. Joe, he of course, and he still does today. He supports all the local places. He came out and was supporting us and got food to go. So we had a buffalo shrimp on our menu. It was a little small shrimp. We tossed it over a salad. It was a buffalo shrimp salad, and so we ordered it to go. And about a half hour later, get a call. Hey,
but I had to make it Caesar salad. That was the first. It was a regular size. I said, can I make it Caesar salad, please?
Which already, I'm like, I'm going to choke this guy out. So he comes, we talk, blah, blah, blah. Then I get a call, hey, I only got like 3 or 4 shrimp on my, what are you going to do here, I'm like, this guy is out of his mind.
You really called?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, I'm just sitting there. I'm just saying to myself, because I know what this stuff costs in the background.
Yeah.
But and I'm saying to myself, I'm like, this guy gives me. I could tell he was a little perturbed because I'm sitting at the bar. Emma goes over to the. I wasn't even old enough to drink back then, believe it or not. I'm sitting at the bar having a soda, and I see him go there, and all of a sudden I see a short guy there, ball. I go like this. I said, "Oh man, I upset this guy." And then I'm looking at the shrimp, and I'm like, what is this? I said, this is 3 little shrimp. I mean, they were like little shrimp.
Yeah, really little shrimp. They were
and I said to her, hey, come back. I'll put you more shrimp on it. And he busts my chops about that for years.
The buffalo shrimp story. But over the years, we became really good friends, and then we started traveling together. We started going to food shows all over the country. And the good thing about Joe is his palate is very refined. He's eaten at the best restaurants in the world, and traveled all over the world, and really ate at Michelin star restaurants. And I was a part of a bunch of them that we got to go out.
Some good times, good meals.
He's Italian. He has Italian specialty market, but his palate is everything. He loves Asian. He loves all different French, like all different kinds. He is a CIA grad, believe it or not. Thank God that they came out, because they can go anywhere. They could choose. You really you can't alienate the customers, because if you talk bad about the customers, they could just really go anywhere they want to go.
Yeah, there's plenty of choices.
And there's a lot of people that talk a lot of smack about customers, and you need them. You have to thank them for coming out, because the choices today are amazing. Like there's so many. There's so many. Not only choices of like great places to go, but choices of like food, like around the world. You could really eat around the world, because everybody now has brought something to the table of something crazy. Like there's really, back in the day, there was one Italian joint, there was one Chinese joint, there was one Mexican joint. Now,
and then you
hundreds.
You have the fusion aspect of it. I think I just read something where it was Mexican and Indian fusion, like together. Well,
that's my MO. I'm transcontinental fusion. I'm fusion all the way, man. I like to mix and match and be kooky, where you come in and you go, what do they classify you as? I go, transcontinental fusion, baby. Let's get kooky. Just because it makes it exciting. It's never, ever boring. No. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to push the envelope a little bit. But also, too, I'm very seasonality, where I love changing the menus with the season. Mm-hmm. Like, if you don't change your menu with the seasons, you're just going to be at a stalemate. You're not going to move. You're just going to be there. I know some popular restaurants that haven't changed their menu in years. And it's kind of like, same old,
yep.
Nah, man, I am just full-blown, gotta reinvent it. And also, too, because the business that we're in is perishable and commodities, which